We're about to give it a shot, and we're trying it. Hey guys, Burning Rubber here. So in today's episode, we're going to show you how we're going to finally disassemble the air duct system, along with replacing the vacuum lines and any other component that needs to be replaced in order to get the car started. So we were finally able to get the mechanic into the garage. He wasn't really available to help us out with the project, but he did give us some good advice on how to properly remove all the parts and know when it's safe to finally start the car.
So we are going to the AutoZone to pick up some
off the zone. We got to pick up some vacuum lines since they were busted. So we took a sample piece. We probably need a couple feet of it. It's not much. It's just little pieces that are damaged. We also need some tools that we realized that we need. We don't have the proper sockets, so yep, just a couple things.
So we're trying to start the car tonight.
Yep, we're gonna try to crank it over tonight. The mechanic said it should start, no problem, running at 20-30 seconds, so we're gonna try to fire her up, see what it sounds like. So this is what we need. These sockets are here. I think it's the stars, as far as I remember.
So we got the proper tools and are now ready to finally remove that duct. Just that one part alone had probably over 20 bolts that we had to unspin to get it removed, along with a bunch of hoses and additional vacuum lines. This task probably took us about an hour to get it removed. Just some of the bolts were really deep in there and really hard to reach.
So we need to remove that bolt, unbolt, and it's
Alright guys, so we finally got the duct removed out of the car, and we are now working on the new duct, attaching all the hoses, all the plastic pieces that go on it. Also, the mechanic told us when we remove the duct to be very, very careful with the throttle body, as that'll be exposed, and touching that or slightly moving it could really cause a lot of issues. So Bogdan got all the hoses and pipes attached to the duct, and we are now ready to shove that sucker back into the engine. Alright guys, so we are just inspecting all the air ducts just to make sure they're all clear after the accident, and Bogdan discovered that there's some plastic inside this guy. If you look in there, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a piece of plastic right there. So pretty much need to kind of fish it out, use a hook or something. So that was a good catch. Kudos to you, Bogdan. Good job. This is a piece that was pulled out, and that was right there inside. It's a pretty big piece. Cool. Alright, so now the duct can go back into the engine after removing all the debris from those vents. Alright guys, so here's the old duct. There she is. And the new one is right here. She's not all tightened in. Fastened with the hoses. And then these hoses go into the turbo. Those are all in. And now Bogdan is messing with the water pump. He was just, he opened it up just to see if there's any plastic pieces in there. And it was clear, so he's putting it back together, and he said that piece is a B to work on, so we'll take his word.
It's hard to get in there.
You can tell that, yeah.
I got it.
We also got Vlad right here.
I had one of the most important jobs. Brought the meal.
Yep, I mean, we have mechanics have to eat, you know?
Without calories, we can't unbolt.
Exactly.
You gotta have the energy.
No strength to unbolt that bolt, that's right.
The torque on these is pretty high, so.
So, what was the hardest or most challenging parts that you had to work on so far?
This water pump here.
This water pump? Okay, so the bolts are really far in there?
Yeah, you have to get it back in there.
All right, so we got everything connected, all the vacuum lines and the hoses.
They're all connected, right?
Yep, there you go. Connected properly.
Yep. That was supposed to.
That one just hovers. So here it is. So that duct, that's all in.
Oh, it sucked.
We replaced this guy right here. Honestly, I don't know what it does, along with this guy.
Some sort of pump.
Yep. We were telling earlier that we were inspecting that guy. That thing is nice and clean. So yeah, this whole thing was replaced. So we got a bucket here ready for it to start spitting.
Vacuum lines repaired.
Yep, oh yep, vacuum lights right here. So this is what it was. So a portion of it, let me show you. Here. So this is what it looked like. See, you got like damage right there, crumpled. Something impacted it, so you have to cut that piece wherever it's damaged. So we cut it from here on this line, this red line right here. And we replaced it with this rubber hose that you get from AutoZone in the auto part store. And you just kind of slide it in there, yep. And don't need no clamps. And then this blue one requires just a little piece right here. So the only thing we have left is, and this is for coolant. We'll need to redo this one. Not a big piece, it's just different diameter.
Yeah.
And then that's it. We should be good to go. So we're about to give it a kick. Hoping for the best. The battery is dead, so we're gonna give it a little jump with this guy. It's been charging, so it's at full. So plug this guy. All right, so we're about to jump it, and Bob is gonna give it a crank. 3, 2, 1. So as you can see, we had no crank on the first attempt. Our guess was maybe that the coolant system need to be connected because on the dash it was showing that engine coolant system fault. So we're gonna try and connect all the coolant system and give it a shot again. So we're gonna try and clear the codes. Just using this little device right here, OBD2 computer. Oh, hold on. The car won't start without the engine cover, will it?
Huh? You should start.
Should?
I don't know, dude.
Vlad doesn't think it will with that engine, without the engine cover.
I think it's like, it's not a BMW.
Well, it is an Audi.
Yeah, true story.
All right, so we connected that the fans for the condenser radiator and gave it a crank, and that still did not start. So we're thinking maybe now the little battery pack, that guy right there, was not powerful enough for this big V engine. So we're gonna go get some cables and try to jump it, and hopefully we can get it started then. Otherwise, so far no luck. Nope. Looks like no crank. All right, who knows? Who knows what the problem is? So now we're planning to jump it from the back where the battery is, thinking that maybe there's a poor connection somewhere in the front. All right, so we're gonna give it a shot for our, I don't know, 5th time. You guys ready? Yeah. Rev it. Okay, we're about to give it a shot, and we're trying it. Well guys, we had no luck starting the car. We replaced all the hoses, all the vacuum lines, the duct, connected all the coolant system, we cleared all the codes, hoping that maybe that could be the fault. Tried to jump it from the front, from the back, nothing, no luck. So looks like we're gonna have to start digging deeper and try to diagnose what the problem could be. So that'll be it for part 3. Join us next week for part 4 where we hopefully get the car finally started. Also, please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, leave a comment. Let us know, maybe you know what the issue could be, why it's not starting, and if you've had any experiences like this. Thank you for watching.
Give him one more crank.
I don't know how to crank it.
Push the brake pedal
Okay, like this.
and then hit start.
Start? This one?
Yeah.
And now what?
Nope. Then start.
That's supposed to start over there?
Yep.
Why is it beeping?
Doors open.